It's unfortunate, but as you can see, it doesn't matter that Shakur Stevenson became a 3-division world champion when he defeated Edu de los Santos. It's unfortunate that accomplishments is playing second fiddle to performances. This is the reason why Gervonta Tank Davis is the guy that everybody want to see. The guy that's on the pound for pound. Incredible pound for pound list. They got Gervonta Tank Davis above Shakur Stevenson. The 3-division world champion above Shakur Stevenson. They got him above the Bam Rodriguez of the world. They got him above the Teofimo Lopez of the world. And other accomplished fighters. But because Gervonta Tank Davis never comes short from entertaining and performing to the level of his expectations, everybody is always giving props and is always putting Gervonta Tank Davis above these other fighters that have accomplished more than Gervonta Tank Davis. Because again, fans care about performances more than ever than accomplishments. Now, they do credit guys like Terence Bud Crawford that when he fought his pound for pound opponent, in which Earl Spence, he beat him from pillar to post, and it was a beautiful performance. Plus, he got the good, and plus he accomplished a great accomplishment in becoming a 2-division undisputed world champion. Now, doesn't come short from performing, always fighting and performing to the level of his expectations. But when it comes to Shakur Stevenson, we know and we hear that he got skills to pay the bills. He got extreme skills. He's an Olympian, 3-division world champion. Rarely gets hit. Rarely has a bad outing. But the entertainment value was so low that the fans see his entertainment value and the way that he performs and act like he has not even accomplished anything. Right now, we're thinking about Gervonta Tank Davis versus Vasily Lomachenko. Top rank. Bob Arum said that the next fight for Gervonta Tank Davis could be Vasily Lomachenko, and they're trying to negotiate that deal for a November date. What about Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Tank Davis? Is the people clamoring for it? People find the Lomachenko and Gervonta Tank Davis interesting, not only because it's two credible opponents with great skills and great styles, but because they perform and they entertain. Lomachenko doing what Devin Haney couldn't do in 24 rounds, right? Stop George Kambosos in a spectacular fashion. They was calling him vintage Vasily Lomachenko. So now that he's vintage Vasily Lomachenko, high tech, was fighting and performed like he was in that level when he was pound for pound, 1, 2, 3, you could flip it around several years ago. They see above Vasily Lomachenko versus Gervonta Tank Davis, who just knocked out Frank Martin, even though that Frank Martin didn't accomplish anything in the sport of boxing. But the thing is, what Gervonta Tank Davis does is what Shakur Stevenson don't do. And what Gervonta Tank Davis haven't accomplished, Shakur have accomplished, but it doesn't move the needle. Gervonta Tank Davis captivates the imagination, the emotions of the boxing fans that Shakur Stevenson doesn't. It captivates the history books when it comes to becoming a world champion, unified champion, the super featherweight. But we're in the days of boxing that, again, people just want performances and want to be entertained, and everything else comes second. Shakur Stevenson, before the Jamel Herring fight, when he fought Nakatilia, performed quite like he performed versus Edu de los Santos. And he apologized after the fight. Fighters don't really need to apologize, especially when they go out there and they, risk their lives for them to feed their family and themselves. And, they're modern day warriors, modern day gladiators. They put their life on the line for pure entertainment, right? But Shakur Stevenson apologized on social media and said that he would never fight like that again. But he did 4 fights later. And I gave Shakur Stevenson the benefit of the doubt that, prior to that, he had 4 fights and he performed very, very good. Performed to the level of his expectation while he accomplished great things, right? He stopped Jamel Herring. He stopped Oscar Valdez. He beat Oscar Valdez. I mean, he beat Concepcion. All these guys, he put a hurt on them. Then he moved up before Yoshino, who knocked out Nakatani, and then versus Edo de los Santos, he laid an egg. Both of these guys laid an egg. Let's be real. Shakur Stevenson is fighting himself. Right now, his next fight, July 6th versus Artem. Artem, who did his thing. He performed very well. Where people thought that probably he beat Frank Martin, right? Shakur Stevenson is just don't have to win, don't need to win. Shakur Stevenson needs to perform, and if he wants that big fight versus Gervonta Tank Davis, and he want people to climb over that fight, at least you got to perform to the level of that expectations. You got to outperform Gervonta Tank Davis when in July 6th when you fight Artem. And that right there, you could really fog up what the momentum of this Gervonta Tank Davis versus Vasily Lomachenko. You need to throw a monkey wrench in that operation. This is the entertainment business, and Shakur Stevenson understand that, because when I did an interview with him, he understand that entertaining is very important. He knows what he needed to do, because he did apologize for those performances in which it was underwhelming. So he knows what everybody needs to see from him, and he knows what he needs to do so he could captivate the imagination and the emotions of the boxing fans and make that fight with Gervonta Tank Davis come through fruition. It's Shakur Stevenson versus Shakur Stevenson, July 6th. And if you're not going to entertain, I'm going to tell you like this, it's going to be just as good as a loss. Just like the Edo de los Santos victory. Nobody's talking about Shakur Stevenson becoming a 3-division world champion, and that's unfortunate, which they should. But because of the performance is primary, they threw that in the back burner. And his performance is just as good as a loss. You got to entertain July 6th, but stay home. Because it doesn't matter if you're going to win. You got to win big.